Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Inside the Den podcast, where myself and my co-host, Andrew Lucuski, take a closer look at all things Saint Vincent athletics. Andrew, welcome back. How was your Thanksgiving break?
Thank you for welcoming me back, Colt. I know you went home too, so...
Yeah, that's true. I should be welcoming myself back as well, I guess.
Well, it's good. It's good to be back. Thanksgiving break is always nice. Everybody wishes it would be longer.
Yeah.
But it's definitely thrown me off that it was so late this year. We're all kind of hitting the ground running with finals at the moment.
I know.
So, we'll get through it one day at a time.
Hopefully. Yeah, we had a nice long break, and then we come back for like what
9 days.
9 days, and then
And then
we're skipped off home again, back to our home states.
Yeah, where we have to sit and eagerly wait to come back and host more podcast shows in January.
Exactly.
Well, we had a bit of a slow week for Saint Vincent Athletics last week, as we talked about at the end of our last show.
Mm-hmm.
But we did have a couple noteworthy things to discuss before we get into some of the recaps. First off, Dev Ostrowski won PAC Player of the Week for his stellar performances last week. Yeah. So once again, someone who's come on to our show and been interviewed has earned some accolades. So Everybody, all athletes, listen up.
Keep it of note, yeah. Dev had himself a phenomenal game. I was able to watch a little bit of the Franciscan game. The kid just did not miss one shot.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 40 points. Like that's career high for him with 39. And he paired with it 6 rebounds and 3 steals. Like, hard to get much better than that.
And that was just his first game. For the week, he averaged 32.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 2.5 steals. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, the women's bowling team has made some history here at Saint Vincent. They have cracked the top 20 in the National Collegiate Bowling Coaches Association poll, where they ranked 5th out of 148 teams.
Wow, 5th out of 140?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, good for the women's bowling team.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have to be honest. We host a sports show.
Yeah.
I should know more.
I know they were good, but like 5th is unbelievable.
Yeah, and so the recap of the poll that is on the St. Vincent Athletics website says that a big part of it, I think, was them competing so well against Division II schools in these tournaments that they've done. I think, first of all, placing higher than a lot of them and winning. Last week they were. I guess it might have been 2 weeks ago. They finished 7-0 in the Allegheny Mountain Collegiate Conference's round robin event, which they did play some Division II schools. So they're not even they're not even staying competitive. They're actually beating these teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of ranked teams, 24th ranked Hood College came here to the Carey Center and lost to our Bearcats. So another huge win for the men's basketball team, who took down a ranked opponent. So
a very highly ranked opponent.
Yeah, phenomenal week for all St. Vincent sports. Even though there was only a few games, but still,
slow
really
week,
good stuff.
Yeah, still an impressive week. Yeah, they won by 11 points. Like they
didn't squeak it out or anything.
No, it was a double-digit win.
Yeah, they almost had 60 points in one half. So it just goes to show you, just a couple games in, already getting the flow of things back, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, and I was talking to Dev yesterday after getting back. He was very excited about this game, the Hood game, but he was oddly enough more excited about their win against Franciscan, because we'll talk about for the rest of this podcast, I'm sure. The PAC games are what matters. So taking down Hood is a huge confidence boost, but in their path to the playoffs, it doesn't necessarily matter a ton.
Right. I mean, also tonight they have a PAC opponent. They're playing against a PAC opponent, Westminster.
As we speak, I believe.
Yeah, they're tipping off very soon if they haven't started already. Another huge game for the men's team. Hopefully they can bring home a win and finish the week 3-0. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be great for them. So after Franciscan, after the Hood game, they're over 500 now at 4-3, 1-2 in the PAC. So that's their struggling at the moment. I think that's why they really want to pull out this win tonight, bring them even in the PAC. I'm not sure they're standing at the moment at 1-2. I can't imagine it's near the top, but
no, certainly not. But
plenty of time for that to be made up.
Yeah, and these performances by some of these guys, that goes to show just because you start off slow doesn't mean you're going to finish slow. And I mean, I think they're proving that day in and day out. I mean, all these guys have had some really phenomenal games. Javante Jones in the game against Hood had a double-double with 10 points and 10 rebounds. And they had 6 players in double digits against the Hood Blazers. So, I mean.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, and we talked a little bit about this last week, I think. And Dev mentioned a little bit too. They're definitely learning more how to play as a team. Like, obviously, Dev has seemingly turned into the guy now. But with you said 6 players with double-digit points, they're learning how, like, they're playing as a team. All these guys are incredibly good.
Yeah.
And they trust each other to get the job done. And I think that's a testament to the coaching staff and these guys' ability to blend together so well, especially with a bunch of new faces coming in this year.
Yeah, everyone, really. And one thing I will mention about the Franciscan game was we know that in the first, I guess, 3 or 4 games that they played before Franciscan, they were shooting a lot of three-pointers, and a lot of them were not falling. They were taking harder shots that they didn't need to take, but they did take a lot less three-pointers, and they were much more successful with getting the ball in the hoop. So it's not just about scoring the most points as possible on one given play. It's about kind of taking your medicine sometimes and taking the easy 2 if you need to. You don't if you're down 3, you don't need a 3 in the moment. There's always time.
Yeah, absolutely. And getting an easy layup, I think almost any guy would pick over shooting a flashy 3 that misses, because certainly. Those points certainly matter. And a lot of these guys, and anybody who's walking around campus who knows the basketball guys, they're not small guys.
No,
they could put up some points in the paint, no problem at all.
Yeah, 100%.
And
women's basketball?
Yeah, I was about to do that next. Go ahead.
A convincing win against Franciscan.
This was an NBA score. This was ridiculous.
104-60. The women took down Franciscan, I guess, last Tuesday. McKenna Mayer was 1 rebound away from a double-double. She ended the night with 15 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. So getting it done on all ends. Good job for her.
Yeah, really, seriously. And there was at least 4 players. I'm checking the box score at the moment, but there was at least 4 players with double-digit points. There might have been more.
There was also double-digit players with points, points period. So they were able to get that rotation going and get some of the girls that don't normally get in against better teams.
They
got
true
some playing time, which is awesome.
True team effort. Yeah, and that was a pack match. They are now 2-1 in the pack, so okay. they're doing That's okay good. Right now. They're 2-4 overall, but pack's what's going to matter.
Yeah, right? Certainly.
And Franciscan is having a tough year right now at 0-6, but still 104 points.
Yeah,
that's very hard to do.
It shows that they can get it done.
Yeah,
I'm a Sixers
fan, and I don't think they score triple digits more than twice this year. So
no.
they're professional basketball players.
I'm a Wizards fan. It's even worse.
So yeah, a very convincing win for the women's team. Yeah, they rattled. I'm reading the recap here. They rattled off a 21-5 run in the final 5 minutes of the first quarter.
Nice.
That's ridiculous. They shot 55% from the field. Wow. And 47% from deep. That's
wow.
That's almost one of every 2 shots they're making. That's ridiculous.
We can look ahead to next week if you want. We have a new season starting up. Track and field is starting up this Friday.
Yes, their indoor season, right?
Yep. So men's track and women's track will be at the Youngstown State Icebreaker Invitational in Youngstown, Ohio this Friday at 1 p.m. Also wrestling as a 2-day event at Messiah Friday and Saturday.
It'll be another men's.
Yeah, men's and women's swimming has an event.
Yes.
Here, Washington, Jefferson.
Big one. That's a big one.
Speaking of big ones, men's basketball versus Geneva here, Carey Center.
Yep. Saturday night, right?
Huge game. Yeah.
Yep.
Saturday night, 6 p.m.
Dev told us a month ago that game's been circled on his calendar, and I think it is for most of the guys.
Circled on mine as well. We'll be live for that game.
Yeah, and I believe will Logan or Grant be with you for that one? Somebody will be that one.
Logan will probably help me with the guys' game. Not sure about the girls' game yet. We'll be live for both though.
Okay, yeah. So you got a long day cut out for you.
Excited though.
Yeah. So we'll have our final recap of the semester next Monday, I believe, and then we're all, as Colt said, shipped back home again for
where we belong.
Yeah, for about a month, and we'll be back. And will we have any new sports to talk about coming back from winter break?
Maybe I don't know when men's volleyball starts, but probably sooner than later. Yeah,
Yeah, so
men's volleyball is going to start up over break, so we'll have that to talk about.
Our station manager is eagerly giving us a thumbs up that men's volleyball will be starting.
Yeah, we'll get some more athletes rotated in and out. So
yeah, definitely. Hopefully, we can get some of those guys in here and get if women's basketball keeps rattling off. 100-point games.
Yeah,
one of them is going to be on here real
100%.
soon. And Tim and Grace will be starting up track.
Mm-hmm.
If they have some good performances, we might have them on again. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, and then not too soon after that, we'll have some of the spring sports. They'll all be getting started when we get back. They won't have any games yet, but
practices at least, lacrosse, baseball, softball. Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I know baseball and softball will get started in early March. End of February, early March, they'll have some things going on. So not too soon after we get back. It's
exciting stuff.
Flying through.
Yeah, it really is.
It's absolutely flying through. We didn't say this at the top of the show. We do not have an athlete for this week, simply because we were all in break. Truth be told, I sort of forgot.
And we also, plenty of people are in their little coves right now studying away at finals, which is much more important.
Yeah, and the men's basketball team is playing right now. Playing the game right now. So we were limited on the people, and like you said, we're a busy time here at Saint Vincent. So
we never promised every week anyway.
We didn't. No, we just said hopefully every week. But we'll hopefully bring that back next week. Mm-hmm. Next week's busy too with finals and all that stuff. So we'll see if we can get somebody on, depending on, especially on how this week
ends up
goes. If men's basketball wins against Geneva, I'm sure the entire team will have no problem coming on and talking about that win.
Have everyone pile in our little studio.
Yeah, I think that would certainly be funny, and you get some trash talking going here. I'm trying to make sure we haven't missed anything. Like we said, it was a slow week.
Yeah,
last week.
Not too much going on.
Nope. So couple events this week, as you mentioned, but I think Saturday's the big day. So if people are able to come out for a little bit in between studying for finals, as those are our reading days before finals.
Yes.
Come out and get a snack at the snack bar and watch a little bit of the game.
I'm sure Coach Harris is going to have some sort of giveaway, so you want to look out.
He's giving away a private plane or something like that. Last year he gave away a car.
Yeah, scooters, cars. That seems like the next in line.
That's got to be the next one up, or maybe a skyscraper or something. You never know with them, but I'll give it to him. He knows how to draw a crowd for sure.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So like we said, short episode. We don't have an interview, and unless we're missing anything else, Colt.
I don't think so. I don't have any more comments except for congratulations to men's and women's basketball on their wins,
and women's bowling for being a
amazing
top 5 team in the country. Yeah, right. Really. So that's going to do it for this week's episode of Inside the Den podcast. We'll be back on next Monday with our final episode of the semester.
Hey there, listeners. I'm Matt Boyer, station manager of WSVC Radio. If you like what you're listening to, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and hit that bell button to be notified with all of our newest updates. Every day, one of our shows is releasing a new episode. Stick around and stay tuned.